Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast. I'm Christine.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite things, a few of our favorite things, actually. It's holiday week.
It is.
We're coming up on Christmas, and hopefully you're all ready. Got all your presents wrapped and your stocking stuffers bought, and I know we're pretty much ready.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just do something fun and list some of our favorite things.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things, I have to say, one of my favorite things about the holidays is that when you get to that point where all of the running around is done, the shopping is done, the preparing is done, the decorating is done, the wrapping is done, I love the next part where you can kind of just sit back and enjoy the downtime.
Yeah.
With family and friends and just having that opportunity to put everything down for a few days.
Yeah, that's my favorite part too.
I love it. And so I think that's where this episode was inspired, because what are the things that we do when we have that downtime?
Right.
We are listening to Christmas music. We are watching Christmas movies. We are reading. We are making cookies with music in the background. We're, just those kinds of things where you kind of get to be at home and just cozy.
Yeah. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
There you go. Exactly. The song is not wrong.
It's not.
No.
Now, I mean, I know not for everybody.
Right.
It can be a hard time of year for people who have lost people. I've lost people in the not so distant past.
Yeah.
So it can be hard. It can be hard on people. But we're going to try and focus on some of the happier things that we enjoy during this time of year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because also we think of those fun things kind of being in honor of those who are no longer with us.
Absolutely.
Because we know that they would want us to continue.
They would.
With our traditions and celebrations and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's jump into it.
All right.
The first thing on our list is our top 5 Christmas movies.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Should I go first?
I think you should go first.
Okay. My top 5 Christmas movies.
Now, are we going to do these one at a time, or are you going to do the whole list?
I'm going to do my whole list.
Okay, go for it.
I think.
All right.
Or we can start at number 5, work our way up to number 1, and go back and forth.
It's up to you.
All right. Let's do that. Let's start at number 5.
Okay.
And I'll say what my number 5 is,
All
and
right.
then you can say what your number 5 is.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. Coming in at number 5 for me is Arthur Christmas. It's an animated movie, and oh my God, we love this movie so much. We watch it multiple times during the holiday season.
Okay, but hang on. We've only watched it once this year.
We have.
We have to remedy that.
We do.
Yes.
We do. And I don't know if you've seen Arthur Christmas, but you should really check it out. It's hysterical.
Yes, it's absolutely hysterical. I think it came out maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I don't want to talk too much about Arthur Christmas right now because it's a little higher up on my list.
I had a feeling it was probably higher
it is on
yours.
But yeah, so I think it came out maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And it is just fantastic. It is original and bright and funny and just absolutely fantastic.
The characters are
great, phenomenal. The voiceovers are great.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite movie to wrap Christmas gifts to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll camp out in the living room with Arthur Christmas on the TV and wrap my gifts.
Yeah.
Quoting lines all the way.
Yeah. So that's my number 5. What's your number 5?
Okay. So number 5 for me, I went with a pair of classics because I couldn't make up my mind between the two.
Okay.
And the reason why they kind of exist together in my brain is because they're on the same DVD set.
Oh, okay.
And those are The Shop Around the Corner and Christmas in Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Yeah. So both black and white classic films. Shop Around the Corner is Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Jimmy Stewart.
No, absolutely not. And it's actually the movie that You've Got Mail was based on.
That's right.
And so it's really just a delightful movie set at Christmas time, and I just love it.
Yeah.
Christmas in Connecticut, on the other hand, I believe it's I need actors' names.
Oh, it takes place in Connecticut.
Well, yeah, that doesn't help with the
I know.
actors' names. Hang on. Okay, so now I can do both of these movies a little better justice in terms of the casting. Oh, okay. So the Shop Around the Corner, we already said, was Jimmy Stewart, and his counterpart is Margaret Sullivan.
Right.
And so they are just delightful. So think of them as the Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan of You've Got Mail.
Of their time.
Of their time. That's right. And, that's kind of accurate.
It is. I think it's accurate. Yeah. You've Got Mail is loosely based on that story, but I think the characters are kind of spot on.
Yeah. The characters
as far
really
as
are.
Their personalities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. And then Christmas in Connecticut is Barbara Stanwyck.
Right.
Yeah. The amazing Barbara Stanwyck.
Yeah.
With Dennis Morgan and Sidney Greenstreet.
Yeah. That's a cute movie.
It's adorable. So Barbara Stanwyck plays a journalist, essentially. She's a columnist for a women's magazine.
Yeah. She's kind of like a Betty Crocker type.
Yeah.
She's portrayed as a Betty Crocker type.
Exactly. So she's kind of the precedent of our Rachel Rays and our Martha
she's supposed to be
Stewarts
like the height of domesticity for her time.
Exactly.
But in actuality, she's none of those things.
No, none of those things at all. So her column is entirely about this farm that she supposedly lives on and all of these incredible meals that she makes.
Yeah, and it's all fiction.
And it's all complete and total fiction, but her editor doesn't know that. And so her editor suggests that she host a veteran returned from World War II.
Right, for Christmas.
Yeah. And so she and her fiance, who she doesn't really like all that much, go to his farm in Connecticut because he just happens to have a farm in Connecticut. And they host this soldier, and Barbara Stanwyck and the soldier end up falling in love and all that good stuff. And it's just delightful.
It's a really funny movie.
Yeah. It's very, very cute. Yeah. I totally
And Barbara
love it.
Stanwyck is really likable in it.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. Yep. Love her.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep. So that was...
so that's my number 5. I know that's like 5 and 6 together, but I couldn't...
You cheated a little, but that's okay.
It happens.
That's okay.
All right.
Okay, so my number 4 is Miracle on 34th Street, the newer version.
Right.
I love the old version.
Yeah.
The original version. Don't get me wrong. But the newer, I say newer. When did that come out? Like 98 or something?
It's not the newest anymore.
No, I know there's other ones, but the one with Dylan
Elizabeth Perkins.
Yeah, Dylan McDermott and Elizabeth Perkins, and that little girl is so adorable.
Mara Wilson.
Yeah, Mara Wilson.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she is so cute. So that's my number 4.
That's your number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, that one is also slightly higher up on my list than it is on your list.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it really is. For number 4, and I was torn here because this really is one that I tend to watch early in the Christmas season. I always watch it more than once.
Yeah.
I feel like the second watching is coming up soon, but it's A Christmas Story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, and I know some people find this movie really, really irritating, but the whole... I don't know, kind of heightened ridiculousness of 1950s suburban America and the exploits of this one kid and his brother and his friends.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think it's an incredibly telling of the run up to Christmas in a very honest way.
Yeah,
from a kid's point of view.
From a kid's perspective, I agree. Yeah.
I think it's absolutely awesome. I love Ralphie. I think he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 4.
Yeah.
Is A Christmas Story.
Yep. That's a good one.
You know, the leg lamp, the going for Chinese food on Christmas Day.
It's a classic
the bunny
now,
slippers, it's
fragile.
It's right. That's right. I think it says fragile.
Yeah, in the narration, I love that the narration of the older Ralphie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is actually the author of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So that was your number 4?
That's my number 4. Yep. Christmas Story.
Well, so it's funny because my number 3 is A Christmas Story.
Interestingly, my number 3 is A Miracle on 34th Street. Same version that you talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we're right on par, kind of.
We kind of are.
At this point.
Well,
I know things are going to shift a little bit as well.
When
I
we
don't
get
know.
closer to the top.
I think we're going to agree maybe on number 2, and then our 1 is going to be completely different. That's my guess.
You might be right. I think
we might agree on 2, and then 1 is completely different.
Yeah. Sorry about that buzzing. My cell phone is near, and the mic is picking up the buzzing. And all it is it's reminding me to, number 1, it's my nephew asking about things we're bringing for Christmas. And number 2, it's reminding me to take out the garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Because I am of that age where I actually need my phone to remind me to take out the garbage.
We'll do that after we podcast.
Yeah. So my number 3 is the same as your number 4, A Christmas Story.
And my 3 is your 4.
Yeah. And I like the nostalgia of A Christmas Story. Just
yeah.
It's so good.
That's the word I was looking for. Nostalgia.
Oh, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
And like you said, it really encompasses that feeling that you had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
They did a really good job of capturing that.
Absolutely. That just excitement and just that buildup.
The anticipation.
Absolutely.
And that, I don't know if it ever happened to you, but that wanting like a particular thing for Christmas.
Yeah, of course.
And thinking for sure you weren't going to get it. And my father used to do the same exact thing that the father in that movie does.
To hide it.
He hides it, waits till everything dies down, everything's been opened, and then like acts like he didn't know how it got there. Like Santa left it in another room or something.
It's a good gimmick.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It totally works.
I could see how that would be fun.
Yeah. For sure.
For a parent to do
that.
Oh,
totally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay, so we're what are we?
We're at number 2.
What was your number 3? Oh, your number 3 was
your number 4.
I'm confused. Okay, so we're at number 2.
We are.
Okay, my number 2 is National Lampoon's A Christmas Vacation.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't think that was going to be number 2.
You didn't?
I didn't.
I surprised you.
I thought that was going to be number 1.
Oh, see, after all these years, I can still surprise you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I heartily agree with that. I did actually not put National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation in my top 5.
Really?
I didn't.
Wow.
I mean, I came very close, but I didn't. I wanted the classic movies kind of edged it out.
Yeah.
But I will say that your devoted and undying love for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation has given me such a deeper appreciation of that movie than I ever had before I met you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think you even liked that movie before we met.
I really didn't before
I'm sure
we
you
met.
thought it was just crass and stupid.
That's about right. Yeah. I think I did think it was crass and stupid and unnecessary. And I'm kind of a sentimentalist when it comes to the holidays.
Yeah.
So, it just wasn't really my jam. And now I am of a completely different
there's
mind.
so many classic lines from that movie.
Classic lines. Absolutely.
Seriously.
I mean, you have T-shirts and Christmas sweaters to, announce those classic lines.
Where's the Tylenol?
Yes, exactly.
That whole rant that he does.
Exactly. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margo.
Exactly.
And I love the aunt.
Oh, yes.
The little
Aunt Bethany.
aunt with dementia.
Yeah.
She's like, when she first gets there and they're like, you should go in and say hi to her. I should go in and say hi. Hi, everybody.
I should say
Hello,
it.
I should say it. Hello, everybody. Hello. And then when she says the blessing.
Yes.
And she says the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
And at the end with the singing the
Star Spangled
national
Banner.
anthem.
Yeah. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. And the chasing of the squirrel and, little full lot of sap.
Yeah. I think a lot of us could do without Cousin Eddie.
Yes. I could absolutely do without Cousin
But
Eddie.
I think everybody kind of has a version of that person in their family. So
really?
At one point or another, I think every family has a Cousin Eddie in there somewhere.
I'm gonna have to.
I mean,
check
maybe
with my
not
folks,
as exaggerated as he is.
I'm thinking of all the folks that I can think of on both sides of the family, and a cousin Eddie is not jumping out at me. They're really not.
Well, your family tree probably has more branches than mine does.
Well, oh my God.
Okay, so that was number 2.
That was your number 2.
Yeah, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Muppet Christmas Carol. Now, the thing about Muppet Christmas Carol, it is, unless we watch Miracle on 34th Street on Thanksgiving night, Muppet Christmas Carol is usually the first Christmas movie that we watch.
Yeah, that's usually what breaks the seal on the Christmas movies.
Yes, absolutely. So, and usually it's done on the evening that we decorate the tree.
Yeah.
So we go out in the morning, we get our tree, go to a Christmas tree farm and get our tree and come home and put it up and let it settle. And then we decorate and then we make hot cocoa and popcorn and sit and watch the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Which I absolutely love.
Sometimes twice. Sometimes we play it while we're decorating the tree and then watch it again because we're really not paying attention. We're just shouting out lines while we're decorating. Then we sit and actually watch it.
Yeah, we didn't do that this year.
We didn't.
I'm sorry we didn't do that.
We broke
this year.
tradition.
We did. We got to remember to bring that back for next year because it is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light the lamp, not the rat.
Light the lamp, not the rat. Yeah, but and I love having an excuse to shout out lines. So
Yeah. That is a good movie. That's not on my list, but it should be.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm shocked.
Michael Caine just amazes me in that movie. How he plays it so straight. You know, with all those Muppets around him.
How on earth? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do it.
He's
with
just
all
a
the
really
Muppets.
good actor.
Well, yes, he is, but just kind of genius with the not responding to the Muppets in the way that he probably wants to.
I know, right? I would love to see outtakes.
Oh my gosh,
There's probably all kinds of really great outtakes from that movie.
Well, we've seen some of the bloopers and stuff.
The Muppet bloopers.
The Muppet bloopers,
But I'd like to see
like
Michael
actual
Caine's outtakes.
Yeah, that
he
would
may
be
have
funny.
a clause in his contract where those never see the light of day.
Maybe, but that would definitely be worth seeing.
Yeah, because I don't see how you could play it that straight for that long.
Right.
With all those Muppets around you being hysterical. Especially like the scene with the mice in the beginning.
Yes.
It's just like, it's hysterical.
Yeah, absolutely. So Muppet Christmas Carol is my number 2.
Okay, so we're at number 1.
We are.
My number 1 Christmas movie of all time is, and this is controversial, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep.
People love it or hate it, it seems like.
I actually don't fall in either camp.
Yeah.
No. I do really enjoy It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I think it's a great movie. I really do.
Yeah.
Again, I think what turns a lot of people off about It's a Wonderful Life is that it is so heavy and it is kind of dark for a Christmas movie.
A little bit.
And so I think that's what makes it a little challenging for me as a Christmas movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like dark and I like challenging, but maybe not in a Christmas movie as much.
I just think it's a brilliantly told story.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
it's a brilliantly told story and it's a fantastic premise. And
I love Jimmy Stewart.
Yes. And I think it's great, the idea of pulling someone out of the world and then showing them, hey, this is what things would have been like if you weren't around.
Yeah.
And
showing you what, how you have affected people.
Right.
How your life affects people.
Whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And
it always makes me cry.
Yes. Every single time. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So
I do love it, but
definitely my number 1.
Well, I don't think there's anything left because we kind of talked about your number 5 and how it was a little further up on my list.
Yep. If you've been paying attention, you probably know what it is too.
That's right. And actually, I can't believe I'm saying this and I can't believe this is topping so many Christmas classics, but my number 1
there's so many good ones, but
really is Arthur Christmas.
Arthur Christmas.
My niece would probably hate me for saying that.
Yeah, she's not a fan.
She's not a fan. I don't understand why. The writing is so smart and so funny and Arthur is just an incredible character, and Bryony the elf, and Grand Santa, and I'm sorry, but Hugh Laurie as Steve.
As Santa's son,
As
Steve.
Santa's older son, Steve. And even the name is kind of perfect, Steve.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's like, it's just brilliant. The whole premise of this, ultra modernized concept of the Santa Claus myth and how it gets accomplished. It like answers every question a kid could possibly have about how does Santa possibly do it all in one night.
It's really creative.
It's so creative and it's so smart and so funny. I just love it. And it is probably, for most years, this year's been a little different, but it's the one that I watch over and over again.
Yeah.
Like when Christine was still going to work before she retired, I'd be at home every now and again by myself, and it was my time to wrap Christmas presents, and I would just put Arthur Christmas on repeat.
Yeah.
And amazing.
Which is why you know every single line to that movie.
I do know every single line to Arthur Christmas. And I try really hard when we're watching it not to talk with it.
Yeah. So if you too love Arthur Christmas out there,
yes,
drop us a line. I want to know how many
Absolutely.
other people are really into that movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just drop us a line anyway. Let us know what your favorite Christmas movie is.
Yeah.
If there's something that we haven't mentioned, or if there's an obscure movie that you absolutely love that you think we should check out, please let us know.
Yeah, we're always on the hunt. I mean, we have a giant drawer full of DVDs. Well,
Excuse me, the drawer isn't giant.
It's a pretty big drawer. It's a lot of DVDs.
It's a reasonable number of DVDs.
Yeah, but we're always willing to add more to it. Because really, DVDs are not that expensive anymore.
No, they're not.
You
But
know?
they do create waste that we don't need, and so even
we're not
better,
wasting
we'll
them, we're
find
watching them.
Well, yeah, but we'll find. But someday they're going to become waste, and
No,
so
we'll donate them, and somebody else will enjoy them.
I love that philosophy.
I know.
But
I
you
agree.
understand what I'm saying,
Right?
Yeah. So all the better. I mean, we can watch it on a streaming service.
You can stream so many.
So
even
many
so many of
things.
the movies that we actually have on DVD, you can stream. So
The vast majority of them, actually.
Yeah.
If not all of them. I haven't tried to track down every single one, but
right.
it's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are our top 5 Christmas movies, and like Sam said, let us know what yours are.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
totally.
curious.
We would love to know.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what everybody else watches.
Absolutely love to know.
And how many other people out there have the same ones on their list that we have on ours. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So what else do you want to talk about? We've talked about movies. And then, of course, I think we have to address your favorite part of the Christmas season,
Which is?
the music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm one of those people that love Christmas carols.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some people out there that are like, oh, they're playing Christmas carols in the store already. You know, I don't really care. Start playing them in September. I like Christmas carols.
I can't go that far. I love Christmas carols. Like, I really do. I love Christmas music, and I look forward to the time, for that month that we get to listen to essentially not much but Christmas carols.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with play them in September, because then they lose their specialness a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's like, I don't, you have to give Halloween and Thanksgiving and all of that.
Yeah.
You have to give them their due.
I just think sometimes a
little
month
bit.
is not long enough for me to hear all the Christmas music I want to hear.
Well, then, you know what? You can listen to Christmas music whenever you want. But I am not going to listen to Christmas music
I'm not going to
in September.
listen to Christmas music in August or something,
No.
It just feels weird.
I can go into the first 2 weeks of January.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
But I could start listening to Christmas music like right after Halloween.
A little too early.
Really?
Closer to Thanksgiving.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Once we hit Thanksgiving, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Christmas music. I'm sorry for people out there that don't. I know there are people out there that don't.
Yeah. There are. But there are people in the world who don't. For everything in the world that you can like or dislike, there's always going to be someone to dislike something you like.
I guess so.
Always. Every single time. I don't think there is any universal truth in terms of personal preference.
I suppose not.
No.
Okay, so enough yammering. On to the list. So here are my top 5, starting at 5.
And you're going to go all 5 this time?
No, I'm going to start at 5.
We're starting at 5,
then I'm
so
gonna,
we're going like we did with the movies.
Yeah, I'm going to start at 5, then I'm going to throw to you.
Cool.
So top 5 Christmas songs. Mm-hmm. Coming in at number 5 for me is Dominic the Donkey. I love Dominic the Donkey.
I love Dominic the Donkey.
Yeah.
Yes, he did not make my top 5.
Oh, what?
No, I mean, come on. Let's go back to I like the really sentimental, traditional, beautiful stuff.
Oh, I do too.
At Christmas.
I do too. That's why it's number 5 and not number 1.
That's where my heart goes.
Yeah.
So Dominic the Donkey, he was close. He did pop into my brain.
Yeah.
But
And it is sentimental.
it is. It is just in a completely different way.
Yeah, completely different
Yeah,
way.
and just so cute. I do start, dancing around anytime Dominic the Donkey
have to.
comes on. It's
Yeah.
impossible not to. Yeah, it's impossible not to. And
Jiggity jig.
yes, and I have to say
Dominic
thank
the
you for
Donkey.
introducing
Jiggity
me
jig.
to Dominic the Donkey.
The Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 da da. All right, that's enough of that.
I am pretty sure I had never heard Dominic the Donkey before I met you.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
So thank you for introducing me to Dominic the Donkey because he's kind of amazing.
He is.
Yeah,
He's the
is.
Italian Christmas donkey
He
because
is
the
the-
reindeer cannot
Climb the
traverse
hills of
the
Italy.
hills of Italy. So
Hey.
yeah. Hey. So that's my number 5, Dominic the Donkey. What's your number 5?
My number 5, and I think you're going to be surprised by this because I think you might expect it to come in higher
Okay.
on the list, but is Oh Holy Night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Oh Holy Night. I just love it. I'm sorry, some of those big notes towards the end, it's just, it gets me.
Yeah, the fall on your knees and all that.
God, that key change
Yeah.
and the melody is so simple and
definitely
luscious and beautiful.
Moving.
Yeah, it's way, way up there.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I don't love every version of it.
Right. Do you have a favorite version?
No, there are a couple that I think are really outstanding, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to, list all the versions that I
Right.
love. But, yeah, Oh Holy Night, just in general, not a specific version,
Yeah.
is number 5.
I like Josh Groban's version.
Oh, well, Josh Groban. That's all you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, his version is stunning.
Yeah, there's a couple of really good versions of that song. And I'm sure there's a couple of really bad versions of that
There
song
are.
also.
There are, but I'm just going to stick with the general Oh Holy Night,
Okay.
just for melody and key changes and
Okay.
stellar notes towards the end.
Yeah.
Like it just gets me
Yeah, that
every
key
time.
change and the fall on your knees thing.
Gets me every time.
Yeah, it's pretty moving.
Yes.
Okay, coming in at number 4 for me is Christmas Time Is Here by Vince Guaraldi
Nice.
from the Peanuts specials.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the Peanuts specials didn't manage to make it on our top 5 lists for Christmas movies.
No.
Interestingly
I
enough.
think we have them on DVD.
We do.
But it's funny. We have a lot of those specials. A lot of the claymation, the old claymation specials. But I just don't put them in anymore. I really should.
Yeah, they don't wind up in the heavy rotation
They
anymore.
don't. Yeah, but like Rudolph and all that stuff. Because
Yeah.
those are fun.
They are fun.
Yeah.
And besides, in the Year Without a Christmas,
Yeah.
the claymation Santa Claus looks like my dad.
He does.
Like seriously, he is a young claymation version of my father.
He totally does.
It's incredible. Every time we watch it, we're like, "Hey, there's Larry."
There's Larry. Yeah, so Christmas Time Is Here by Vince Guaraldi is my number 4. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 and my number 3 could be switched. I wasn't sure which one was going to end up at 3 and which one was going to end up at 4.
Okay.
But I finally landed on my 4 is We Three Kings.
Oh, okay.
Again, key changes. You start in a minor key anyway. Like, I don't know. I just love it. I love the actual words. I love the sense of traverse. I love I just think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It was also, when I was a kid, one of my favorite songs to play on the piano.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I think that's another reason that it kind of holds a special place in my heart
Yeah.
is that when I was playing piano, that was like the Christmas song I looked forward to playing most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting that both my 4, 5, and 4 so far have been not what they call ecumenical. What's the word?
Ecumenical.
Not ecumenical, and yours both have been ecumenical. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
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 We were both kind of raised Catholic. When I was younger,
Yeah.
we were Catholic.
Yeah. We were raised Catholic.
Until we were Catholic dropouts.
I mean, there you go. this household is half Irish and half Italian. So yeah, we were both raised Catholic.
Yeah, there's definitely some Catholic influence there.
For sure. And so yeah, I don't know. I really love ecumenical music.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah, the ecumenical. I have a hard time saying that word, but the Christmas music, the religious Christmas music, definitely has a place in my heart.
Absolutely,
You know?
I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
Okay, so number 3.
Number 3.
My number 3 is The Holly and the Ivy.
A classic.
Yes.
Yes. And that is also on my list just a little higher up.
Yeah. That's a Yuletide.
It's a Yuletide.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So Holly and the Ivy, like for me, that's one of those songs where like everything started in an odd kind of way, because it kind of addresses how pagan traditions turned into Christian traditions along the way. And it kind of harkens back to the more pagan aspects of the holiday, and when it was Yule or it was midwinter before it was Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty awesome. And like I said, you will have the Holly and the Ivy from me just a little bit higher up.
Really? It's on your list?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And my favorite versions of it, I think, are either Tori Amos.
Oh, my gosh. Holly, Ivy, and Rose. It's stunning.
Or Lorena McKennett's version. It's also very good.
Lorena McKennett, just bow down to Lorena McKennett.
Yeah. And then any like Irish trio instrumental version, I always love that too.
Well, you kind of can't go wrong with Irish music at Christmas.
Yeah.
It just sounds so right.
It sounds so Christmassy.
It sounds so Christmassy. Like Christmas music done on fiddle and penny whistle and lawn pipes and bodhrán. It's like it doesn't get much better.
It doesn't.
No, it really doesn't.
So that's my number 3. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding.
I'm surprised by all of these. I don't know what I thought your list was going to be, but so far you've
completely
flummoxed me.
I love it. I have flummoxed Christine. That's awesome. Yes, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, which again was something I loved playing on the piano when I was a kid. I love the idea of the whole song, you know, just the tidings of comfort and joy. It's like, yes, exactly. That's all we need, really.
Let nothing you dismay.
Let nothing you dismay.
Yeah.
Yes. Tidings of comfort and joy.
Yeah.
And also, I have to make a little bit of a note to the fact that the Bare Naked Ladies
their version
have an incredible blended version of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen and We Three Kings.
Yeah.
Featuring Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah.
And I think it's genius.
Yeah. If you're not familiar with the Bare Naked Ladies Christmas album,
you need to be.
Yeah, get it, because it's really good. There's some really good original Christmas music on it. And their take on some classics.
Some of the traditional stuff is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good. It was thoughtfully made. You know, a lot of artists will make a Christmas album and it's just kind of like, you can tell it's kind of phoned in.
Right.
This is not. This is definitely a very thoughtful album.
Super smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I also appreciate about it is that the music is not dedicated entirely to the holiday of Christmas.
No.
There are a number of songs on there that are specifically dedicated to Hanukkah. And that's awesome.
Yep.
Actually, some of my favorites on the album are the Hanukkah songs.
Yeah.
Love them. So, yeah, if you have not checked out that album, so it's Bare Naked Ladies, and I think it's called Bare Naked for the Holidays.
I think so.
Yeah, it's the title of the album, I'm pretty sure. But it is really fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. So that was your number 3?
That was my 3.
Okay, so we're number 2.
We are.
My number 2 is Silver Bells.
Nice.
Yeah. It was my father's favorite Christmas song.
Which is... Oh, no, I was going to say it's playing right now, but it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Sorry.
Yeah, so it was also my father's favorite Christmas song.
Yeah.
And I do tear up pretty much anytime I hear any version of it.
Yeah.
But I do love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like John Prine's version.
Oh, well, but also your dad was such a John Prine fan.
Yeah.
That, and I don't know how that wouldn't make you tear up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm actually wearing my John Prine t-shirt today.
You are.
It was my dad's.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Missing Years.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tour shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. Just happened to be wearing that today.
There you go.
Hey.
Shout
So
out
that's
to
my
Harry.
number 2, Silver Bells.
All right.
I think Silver Bells for me is kind of up there for songs that create a really like a vivid visual for me. The just I don't know, like I can see the people walking down a snowy street.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It creates a good visual for me, that song.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome.
So that's my number 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is the Holly and the Ivy.
Oh, we already talked about that.
We did already talk about the Holly and the Ivy, so we don't need to spend any more time on it. But yes, it is my number 2.
Yeah.
And again, just about any version, but I agree with you, Tori Amos's Holly, Ivy, and Rose, which is off of her Midwinter Graces album, is spectacular.
That whole album is really good.
The whole album, there's not a miss on it.
Yeah.
It's so, so good. Probably the best single modern day holiday album, like contemporary holiday album, I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it really creates a mood,
Oh, does it ever?
that album. It's really good for background.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good background.
It's one of my favorite
music.
albums to bake to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some really dramatic stuff on that album.
Yeah, and actually I'll be talking about one of them next.
Oh. I love her version of Candle Candle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
That's not on my list, but I love her version of that.
And her version of Jeanette Isabella. And I mean, there's not a miss on the album. It's just so, so good.
It's good.
And again, some creative original stuff as well. It's not just reconfiguring classics, although there is plenty of that going on. There's some really amazing original stuff too, like A Silent Night with You. I think is just so sweet and so lovely.
Yeah. That song makes us both cry, doesn't
Makes
it?
us both cry every single time. We're saps if you haven't figured this out by now.
We're kind of sappy.
We are. We're just saps.
Little full, a lot of sap.
Lot of sap. Hey, you know what? That's perfect. That is so perfect. I think that maybe needs to be our new tagline.
Little full, a lot of sap. All right. So, drum roll, we're up to number 1.
We are up to number 1.
My number 1 Christmas song, at least when I wrote this list, because anytime you write these top,
Absolutely.
10
It's
or
what
top
you think
5.
of in the moment.
It's in the moment.
So these are not written in stone.
if you
All
ask
of
me
these
again
lists,
an hour from now, the list would probably be completely
right,
different.
completely malleable.
But when I wrote this list, my number 1 was I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah. Particularly the Carpenters version.
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Carpenters version is lovely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So that's my number 1. I'll Be Home
I
for
had
Christmas.
no idea.
Yeah. And
Very
what is your
cool.
number 1?
My number 1 is off of Tori Amos's Midwinter Graces album.
Okay.
And it is this gorgeous, mystical, pagan throwback called A Winter's Carol.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I heard this song, I about fell over.
Yeah.
It's so glorious. It starts in this absolutely spectacular, sparkly kind of waltz time, and then moves into this incredibly slow march in a minor key with builds to huge strings. And
Yeah, it has some really great crescendos.
oh my God, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And, the whole thing is about, the kind of the origins of the midwinter holiday.
Right.
Where in pagan tradition, this is the time where the oak king and the holly king, at least in Celtic pagan tradition.
Right.
This is not every pagan tradition, of course, but that in Celtic and Celtic and Anglo pagan tradition, the oak king and the holly king at the two solstices fight for the love of the summer queen.
Right.
Or the queen of nature.
Right.
And in winter, the oak king wins. And in summer, the holly king wins. So it's essentially telling that story. And both the music and the lyrics are so evocative. Talk about creating a picture. This is one I feel like I am in the woods on a cold winter night. and all of this magicalness. That was a terrible word choice. But
is that a word? Magicalness?
it's really not. But, I don't think I really
It
care.
is now.
I guess so. But all of this glorious magic is happening around me. And it's so grounded on earth-based traditions and kind of moving with the wheel of the year. And I just adore it.
Yeah.
And so it's usually the first Christmas song that pops into my head. It stays there the entire time, even if we're not listening to it regularly.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tori Amos does a really good job, even just her music in general, of putting you there.
Oh, yeah.
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 She's a master of that.
She sure is.
No question.
So those are our top 5 Christmas songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also up for, debate or reimagination or reordering or
and we want to
else.
know what everybody else's favorite Christmas songs are. Maybe you have some unusual things that we maybe haven't heard. I'm always trying to build my Christmas list in my Apple Music, so send me anything you have, any ideas that you of like different Christmas
holiday music.
Yeah
Different iterations.
If you have like different versions of some of the songs that I mentioned that you think I should hear, let me know. Drop me an email.
Absolutely.
compassionandcucumbers@gmail.com.
There you go.
Okay, next on our list of favorites, we're going to shift gears a little bit, are our top 5 Christmas cookies.
And you know what? It's really funny that we've gotten to the cookies because all week, I know it's only, Monday as of this recording, but for the last several days, I've just been saying, I want to make cookies.
Right.
I want to make cookies.
Yeah.
And I haven't done it yet.
I know.
Because I've been occupied with other things. But I'm looking forward to a day sometime in the next 2 or 3 days where I will be able to make
definitely
cookies.
pick a day this week to bake.
Yeah, for sure. Not only because we have to take some with us for Christmas festivities at other homes, but because I just want to make some cookies. Damn it.
Who doesn't?
I just want to make
I just want to eat cookies. And I find it funny when we were talking about doing this episode, Sam said, well, it's going to be a short episode. We're just listing these 3 segments and 5 of our favorite.
Five things.
We're already 45 minutes
really?
into it.
Oh, that figure.
So
we do like to talk.
Yeah, we yammer on. But okay, top 5 Christmas cookies. Coming in at number 5 on my list is the infamous peanut butter blossom.
Okay, now you're not going to believe this because of the 2 of us, I'm the one with the sweet tooth.
Yes.
And Christine loves all things salty.
Yeah, I'm a salty person.
Yes. And I love all things sweet. Well, not all things sweet, but many things sweet.
Yes.
And I couldn't come up with 5 Christmas cookies.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I'm really
Did you
not.
come up with 5?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't. I only came up with 3.
You didn't do your homework.
I did do my homework. I couldn't come up with 5 cookies.
Oh. Well, guess you get it incomplete on the assignment.
Well, that's okay.
Do you have any Christmas cookies on your list?
I said I have 3.
Oh, okay. I missed that part.
Yeah. So,
okay.
No, I don't get an
Okay,
incomplete.
so I'm just going to skip ahead. Okay, so my number 5 is
peanut butter blossoms. Awesome.
We used to make them not only with the Hershey Kiss, but we would do them with Rolos. And a good friend of mine, Sean, coined the name for them. He called them Haji hats.
Yes. Gotta love a Haji hat.
But of course, Rolos are not
vegan. No.
And neither are Hershey Kisses.
No, they're not.
And I just saw that Ghirardelli makes Kiss now, which again is not vegan.
Right.
It has milk in it. So disappointing.
We need a
vegan
out
Kiss.
there. Yes.
I'm sure they're out there. I haven't really hunted for them.
But let's also say, hello, everyone out there. We need a vegan, fair trade, sustainably sourced Hershey
Chocolate Kiss.
Chocolate Kiss. Yeah.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah. So that's my number 5.
So bring that on and we'll be making some serious peanut butter blossoms next year.
Yes.
Yes.
My number 4, for all you Italian folk out there, is the Cucci Datti.
Cucci Datti.
Is my particularly my grandmother's cucci dati, which are not vegan.
No.
And we haven't made them. We made them before we were vegan. We made them and killed a food processor making them.
Yes,
because
the food processor died.
Yeah, you have to process, figs and dates and
apricots
and all this. It gets really kind of gummy and
sticky.
Yeah, so I killed my food processor. And my grandmother back in the day used to use one of those old-fashioned, like iron. They were like, what's the cast iron?
Yeah.
Meat grinder that you used to have to
Really?
put on the edge of the table. That's how she made the inside.
That's how she ground up the fruit.
Yeah. And it
Wow.
would take, because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
The hopper is pretty small on those
I know
things.
exactly what you're talking
So
about.
it would take hours of
Wow.
shoving figs and everything down into this thing and grinding and grinding and grinding. And her and her sister, my aunt, my great aunt, who we called Barina, which is godmother, they would make literally bushel baskets of cucci dati every Christmas for everybody.
That's crazy.
And everybody in the family would get they would get shirt boxes, like the shirt boxes that you would wrap a shirt in. And
hence the name. What else would you put in a shirt box?
And everybody in
shirt?
the family would get 3 shirt boxes filled with cookie. Not just cucci dati, but all kinds of other. But one box would be the cucci dati.
Right.
And so we made them with my sister a number of years
Several
ago.
years ago, yeah.
And they were so good.
They were.
They're just delicious.
They are. They're great.
And there is a local bakery that makes them. Upper Crust makes them.
Yes.
But they're not vegan.
Not vegan.
No.
No.
But hers looks so good.
They do.
So I would like to investigate veganizing that recipe because
Oh, definitely.
it's a flavor that really, really brings me back.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to make that a project for next Christmas. Is veganizing the cucci dati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my number 4.
Cool.
You don't have a number 4
I don't
because you
have a
didn't
4.
do the assignment.
I did the assignment. I just couldn't come up with 3.
I know.
I couldn't come up with 5 cookies.
I'm teasing you. Okay, so we're to number 3.
We are to number 3.
My number 3 cookie.
No, Carl.
Carl's being bad. Carl is one of our cats.
He is. He's
our
magical.
number 3, he's magical, but right now he's being bad. My number 3 Christmas cookie is the thumbprint,
Okay.
which particularly with apricot jam in the middle, so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So my number 3 is the peanut butter blossom,
Oh, no kidding.
which we already discussed.
That's funny.
Okay, so the peanut butter blossom slash Haji hat
Right.
that we already talked about.
Yeah.
And that is my number 3. And we may as well continue because the thumbprints of which you speak are actually my number 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so just to throw out there what these thumbprints actually are, okay, in their non-vegan form, they are a very rich, silky butter cookie.
Yeah.
That is coated in flaked coconut, unsweetened flaked coconut. This is the important part. The unsweetened is very important. And then are indented, and the indents are then filled with jam. And we usually do apricot and raspberry. And
we usually do
3 or 4 flavors
4 different
each year.
jams. Yeah.
And I agree, apricot is the way to go.
Apricot's my favorite.
It's my favorite by far. And they're not even sweet. They are just a rich, decadent.
Yeah, they're
cookie.
almost like a little pastry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's not a pastry consistency.
No, but
it's
the
a pastry
flavor.
flavor.
Yeah.
So it's really, really great because it doesn't give you kind of that overly sweet
Right.
taste that you can get with a lot of cookies
Right.
around the holidays. This is not a sugar cookie with, sugar icing.
Right.
Or with royal icing. This is something much richer and it's got a heck of a punch to it.
Yeah, they're good.
So good. And so we haven't made them this year. But what we would probably do for veganizing them is just swap out the incredible amount of dairy butter with a plant-based butter.
Yeah, and we probably have to go with a pretty strong plant-based, not strong in flavor, but something that holds up the heat. Because some of the plant-based butters, like we recently, because sometimes we get that country crock sticks, and they're pretty close to
They are
a
pretty
butter.
close.
But like Wegmans was out of the country crock sticks, and we got the Wegmans plant butter. It's got such a low melting point.
melting
It
point,
will
yep.
melt in the dish
Yeah.
at like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
It starts melting. It's like, okay, so probably not good for baking.
No, I would definitely go with the country crock.
Yeah, either the
sticks
country
for
crock or
baking
Miyokos.
But with I think what I would do in either case, though, is just to give it a little bit of extra solidity.
Yeah.
At least early on in the recipe, is freeze it.
Oh, yeah.
I would definitely freeze the butter.
Definitely, yeah.
And then we did find out one year, because we struggled for a couple of years with these thumbprints. It was like the first year we made them, they came out perfectly.
Right.
And then for some bizarre reason, it started to go wrong the following year. And we just struggled with these
And it's
with these
the
thumbprints.
temperature of the butter.
And it's partially the temperature of the butter. But what we figured out is that the best way to fix it, if it's not going quite right, is to add an extra stick of melted butter. After all of the dry ingredients are incorporated.
Yeah. There's like, I don't know, 2-3 pounds of butter.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing how much butter goes into these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like,
a butter
seriously,
cookie. They don't call it a butter cookie for nothing.
No, they don't. And they are amazing. And absolutely, as Prue Leith, one of our favorite hosts of the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah.
As Prue Leith would say, it's worth the calories.
Worth the calories. Yeah.
For sure.
And I've heard a lot of people say that the earth balance is good for baking.
Oh, good to know.
And just to give a plug, we're not sponsored by the vegan grocery store or anything, but
no, not at all.
But the vegan grocery store now has these giant tubs of earth balance, not the little tub that you see normally in the grocery store, but like the big. Like the old, you remember like when Country Crock used to come in those like crock size?
Yes.
She has those of Earth Balance now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So I imagine we'll be picking one of those up.
Maybe
when we
will
head in that
when we
direction
stop there
later this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can try it out for baking.
Sounds good.
Because I've heard people have had good luck with that.
Good luck with the baking?
That's what I've heard.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that was my number 3, your number 2.
Yes. So we're up to your number 2.
Okay. My number 2 favorite Christmas cookie is my mom's Mocha Balls.
I forgot about those.
Yeah, aren't those good?
We haven't made those in a couple of years.
Yeah, they're so
this amazing good. Coffee,
mocha,
chocolate, and hazelnut. Oh, they're so good.
And then she rolls them into balls, and then she forms them into like little crescents, and then she would then cover them with powdered sugar. Ugh. It's literally, she used to make me an extra tub of them every year just because she knew I loved them so much. And I would literally go through that tub in like a day or two.
Right. And if you're looking for a cookie to go with coffee in the morning.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And if you dunk them, they just like melt in your mouth.
They're incredible. I can't believe I forgot about the Mocha Balls.
Yeah.
Okay. So I lied. The peanut butter blossoms are falling down to number 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to put, for me, the Mocha Balls at number 3.
Oh, okay. Your list is kind of fluid. It's just...
Well, that's how I roll. Things are fluid.
This isn't written in stone.
No. Never. Nothing is. Ever.
Yeah, so my number 2 are my late mother's Mocha Balls. Ugh.
Incredible.
God, what I wouldn't give to have those right now.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Are those something we should make?
Yeah, we can try veganizing those.
Let's try veganizing them. Yeah. It shouldn't be too hard.
I don't think it would be too hard.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'd love to do that.
Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure my sister has her. I know I have her recipe somewhere.
Yes,
I've probably asked her for that recipe.
I mean, we've made them, so you have to have the recipe
maybe
here somewhere.
Written down and in our cookie book, because a lot of times I would just take random loose
pieces
recipes
of paper,
and throw them in the cookie book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have to look for that.
For sure.
So yeah, that's my number 2. And your number 2?
My number 2 is the coconut thumbprints, the butter cookie thumbprints.
Okay, so we're at number 1.
We are.
My number 1 Christmas cookie. It's not very exciting. It's chocolate chip.
Yes, me too. This is the first thing we have agreed on all evening, is that the best Christmas cookie is just a good
chocolate chip. Now, where we're going to differ is Sam likes nuts in her chocolate chips.
I do.
I am a no nut girl.
It's true.
I just want chocolate and dough. See,
for me, chocolate and nuts or chocolate and fruit are such great flavor combinations.
Yeah.
I like anything that will combine chocolate and nuts or chocolate and fruit, or even better, all 3.
Right.
I mean, you don't get much better than putting chocolate and raspberry and hazelnut together. You don't get much better than chocolate and cherry and almond.
Well, I kind of agree, but I'm a purist when it comes to chocolate chips. I just want chocolate chips.
I do know this about you. Yeah. And fortunately, I really love making chocolate chip cookies, and I happen to have a particular gift for chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
So I never have any problem making one batch with nuts, with walnuts or hazelnuts or whatever I've got around, and one batch that is nut-free for Christine.
Yeah.
Or just do it half and half. Like, for example, do half of the recipe just clean, no nuts.
Right.
And then once you've done half the recipe, because I'll usually get about 4 dozen cookies out of a single recipe of chocolate chip cookies.
Okay.
So you do the first 2 dozen just plain, then add the nuts in.
Right.
And do the second half.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm nuts enough. I don't need nuts in my cookies.
Well, I'm plenty nuts myself, but you know,
I'm the same way with brownies. I prefer my brownies nut free. You can put chocolate chips in a brownie.
Wrong.
Love chocolate chips in a brownie.
Just wrong.
But
it's not a brownie without walnuts.
I disagree.
Oh
it
my
is
gosh.
a brownie.
No, it's not. It's not a brownie without walnuts.
Well, let us know what you think. If
you solve this argument for us, will you please?
Are you nuts or no nuts? Funnily enough, I am no nuts. And Sam is nuts. Even though I'm the one that's more nuts.
Yeah. If you ever meet us, you'll probably think that Christine is a little more nuts than I am.
You would probably catch on to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know if you prefer nuts in your cookies or no nuts in your cookies or brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is very important.
It is. Very important.
Very important question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is our top 5, and well, for some of us, top 3 or 4. I don't know how many Sam had.
We made it to 4 with the Mocha Balls.
Christmas cookies.
Yes.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was totally fun. That was a really good idea.
Drop us a line with your top 5, any of those.
Yes.
You know, or if there's something that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't have this on their list or that on their list of either cookies or songs or movies.
Yeah. I know somebody's going to say, wait a minute, hang on a second. No gingerbread?
Oh, right.
You know.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we do make a mean ginger chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, those are good. Those ginger
molasses chocolate chip cookies, those are kind of badass.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. For sure. Maybe I'll make that my number 5. And there, I completed the assignment.
All right. You get a gold star.
As well I should.
Okay, well, we should wrap this up because we were trying to keep these episodes a little shorter, and we're rolling into an hour already.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know. Having fun.
Because we're having so much fun. And really, I think we could go on and on.
Absolutely.
About Christmas and what we think about Christmas and what we love about Christmas. And
yes.
And the preparations and all that. We could go on. But we're not going to go on.
No. We'll spare you all of the gory details. But, I think what we really want to do, though, is send out the warmest of holiday wishes to all of you and your families and your friends. And, you know, I hope that you all stay safe and healthy and happy as we welcome the return of the light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I say ditto to all of that. All right, everybody, we're wrapping it up. Merry Christmas.
We will not be doing an episode next week.
No, because we might do a little something to let you know we're still alive. But we don't have anything planned for next week.
No, we will not be doing a full episode because we have some slightly later than Christmas holiday engagements.
Yep.
We celebrate multiple Christmases with multiple families.
Yep.
So we'll be doing that early next week.
Yeah.
But we will be back at you right after the new year.
Yeah. All right. Everybody have a really safe and happy holiday.
Thanks so much.
We love you all. Bye-bye. If you'd like to support the Compassion and Cucumbers podcast, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/cucumbers and buy us a cup of coffee. Thanks so much for listening and for supporting us in what we're doing. We're really having a good time with it.